All right, so here we are at the end of day one now. I mainly just wanted to get all the tapes and the beads on and let the tapes dry completely overnight, especially up there. We have some really bad heavy fills up there. So what I did was I put the tape on and I've let it set back a bit. So that way tomorrow, once that's all dry, it'll be hard. There's about 3 or 4 pieces of tape on top of each other inside that little setback hole that I made there. Okay, so that it's nice and thick and it's gonna dry really hard. Got lots of mud in there. But it's set back, and the reason for that is tomorrow I'm gonna come in with straight, fast set, hard setting mud, and I'm gonna go directly across that whole top angle before I start skimming this whole wall. Because when I skim this whole wall, I need to go up and down from the top to the bottom. So I need to fill that whole top edge in and make it straight first, and then I'm gonna be able to start skimming these whole walls. Okay, and I did any like patching and anywhere where it needed pieces of tape. It was a lot worse in here than what I had thought it was going to be. The top angles were a lot worse, and also there was a lot of paint that chipped away that was loose, so I had to chip it all away until it was no longer loose. And there's a, oh no, that's fine. Okay, anyway, so I had to chip it all away until it was no longer loose. Like you can see here, lost almost a quarter of a freaking wall there. So tomorrow I'm gonna come in and just straight up fast set that stuff, and hopefully we'll be okay. I'm pretty sure it will be though, with just straight up fast set. So we'll see. If not, then I'm gonna have to come back and scrape the whole damn wall and then just skim the wall. It is what it is, you know. I already put a quote on this job, so it is what it is. They're paying me well for what I'm doing, so I'm gonna do a very good job for them, obviously. That's just how I do. So I think we'll be okay just putting straight fast set over that. Just to patch it up, fill it back up to where this paint is, because right here it's lower. And to fill it back up to where this paint is, overbuild it a little bit, let it dry completely, and then start skimming the whole walls with my sheetrock and finishing mud mixed together mixture like I usually do for the first coat. And the reason why I do that is because it makes the mud harder, so there's less chance of crackage. So everything's all taped out in the closet, everything. I couldn't tape this part because they're gonna now board this wall. He doesn't want to mess around tearing all the wallpaper off of it, because I can't just mud on wallpaper. So anyways, little piece of quarter round, I'll get that tomorrow. But they gotta board over that wall, so the wall will end here. They'll have to take out the quarter round and put the board up tight to here, and then I'll be able to tape all that in, and it'll be taped in just like this. So, and there was a couple nails up there. I gotta bring a hammer from home. I don't generally carry a hammer because I don't generally have to pound nails in. I'm just a taper, just a mud man. Just a mud man. Oh, we're all zoomed in. That's why everything's moving kind of slow-mo here. So we got all the beads on, and I like to load the tops up just a tiny bit with a 6-inch knife when I put them on, just to less shrinkage when I do my first coat, because up there is usually generally the heaviest part of the fill. So got all the beads on. They're all ready. Let them dry overnight, and then we'll load them up tomorrow. So I got this room completely taped out. By the time I started in this room, and then I went to the front room taping, and then I did that room, and then I went and did that blue room that we were just in taping. So by the time I was done this blue room, I came back to where I started taping, and the butt joints, the flats and the butts were dry enough, but I don't like loading the flats over wet butts, because you get a little bit of a where the flat is. So just load the butts, let them dry overnight. They might not be completely dry, like ready to sand, but at least now it's built up enough that when you come across the flat, it's gonna build it up just right, and you're not gonna get a little indent there, right? So that's why I do that like that. Load all the butts first. I'll leave them to dry overnight because I'm just on my way out the door now, right? And then I'll come back tomorrow and I'll load the flats directly across that. And it's just perfectly built up when you do it like that, that the tapes won't show through. So I got all the butt joints loaded up in the main section, just not that back blue room. It's now 5:30 and my ride's here, so I've got to go. So this is how I like to do first coat, guys. A lot of people don't go as wide as I do. I use a 12 and a 12 on the, like on these factories. Some people use a 10-inch and then a 12-inch. Why fill on the second coat? You're supposed to be skimming it tight on the second coat. It's supposed to be already filled. If you notice on this joint, there's a little lip in the very center. That's all I sand out before I skim coat. And the edges real quick, that's it. Make sure there's no chunks. So there I filled it up with a 6-inch. Just to clean it up, make it easier to coat on the first coat. So all the beads on there. Loaded up all the butt joints, like I said. Walls and ceilings. Oh, pardon me. So there you go. So got a lot done today. I got everything taped out. And then I came in here. I'm gonna try and finish this washroom off. This butt joint was loaded by the other guy and it was really rough, so I just built it right over. So one more skim coat and that'll be perfect for him to start the tiles up to. And then I just gotta make sure I hit this butt joint here too. And then I just gotta finish that angle out. Once I finish that angle out and the top edge, I'll flat tape that tomorrow actually. I missed that today. Actually, I won't even have to flat tape that. There's no gap. The tiles will fit over that. So that's fine. I'll just run a 6-inch across it though, just to make it smooth. So yeah, just once I finish this angle out, that top edge, one more skim on there. So by Wednesday, the tile guy will be able to come in and do his thing. Tile guy coated this corner bead, but he coated it sideways like this all the way up. And it was all wonk, 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 big in, it was just crooked. Now it's straight. I coated it straight up and down like you're supposed to. So it's nice and straight. It's just got a couple little lips on it to grind out and then skim it one more time tight and it'll be finished. The other guy coated this, so I'll grind the hell out of that and then skim it tight and it'll be finished. Pretty much everything in here. I just gotta grind the shit out of everything in here and then skim it tight. Hit the nails 2 more times because he's hit them. Oh no, he's hit them twice. So hit the nails 1 more time. And that's it. So I'll just brush everything out and redo the angles because the angles are ugly like that. I'll make them a perfect 6 inches all the way around on both sides. So, okay, there we go. And then this back here I didn't touch because the other guy did it and it just needs to be grinded out. The same thing like the bathroom there. You know, I gotta fix the angles, grind the hell out of that, probably skim it. I think I'll get away with 1 more skim on this stuff, so that's okay. This whole wall needs to be plastered out. He shouldn't have used regular compound to coat that, so I wish he didn't touch it, but that's okay. I'm gonna use Durabond on the whole wall, first coat, with a little tiny bit of drywall compound in it, finishing compound, but not much. It's gonna be mostly Durabond, so it sets really, really hard. So, and then there's a little closet here. He did this stuff. Left way too much mud on the angles, man, when you're taping. You do not leave that much mud on it. It just leaves so much more work for me to build out and finish the angles. But that's okay. People live and they learn. I'm sure when he comes in and sees my work in the end there, he'll realize that that's not how you do it anymore. So, yeah. That's clean. It looks good. This stuff up here, I'm excited to clean this up. It's all plastering out. There's a roundness in the wall that I gotta make round and proper so it doesn't look the way it does now. Make it all brand new. There's a lot of work in here. So, yeah, a lot of work in here, but it's fun. I love doing this. Plastering, not taping, plastering. So there we go, guys. The end of day 1. I got 9:30 till 5:30, so like 8 hours in. So I'm happy. I got a lot done. Got it all taped out and got a whole bunch loaded. All the butt joints on the new drywall anyways. So there we go. We're done. Welcome to We Care Drywall, repair and professional plastering services. I hope you enjoyed this video.